Hello atmospheric science students, this is Dr. Shragi and I appreciate the fact that you are going ahead and trying to do this extra credit activity. What's going on here is there's been some changes to the way Creighton handles their core, and there's certain things that need to happen in the ATS 114 lab that haven't been happening in the past. Certain activities that we can document, that you learn about things like how to design an experiment and how to actually conduct research the way a scientist would and so on. And so we have a new activity, but we thought we would test it with you guys before we actually had students doing it for grades. So you'll get extra credit for having completed this. If you go on Blue Line all the way down here to the bottom, remember we're on Module 8 at the moment right now, there is Climate Trends Lab Extra Credit in Fall 2014. Alright, so there's a series of documents here that you'll be working through. Let me just give you a sense of how all this works. Alright, every one of you already has an account with Google, so this is not a problem for you guys. New atmospheric science students, though, lab students won't necessarily have that. The next step then is once you have your Google account, again, if you're getting this message, you already know about this, but you have to send it to me so that I can share certain documents with you on Google Drive. You're going to be doing certain work using spreadsheets and so on, using Google Drive and Google Sheets, and just because it's a very safe and secure way to share files. There's a total of 6 little videos in this lab activity, after each one of which you do a little, we call it a quiz. It's not really a quiz, it's just that's the terminology in Blue Line for assessing something the students are learning and so on. Anyway, so for example, here's the first Climate Trends Lab video, and it's just a little video here. If for some reason you would want a transcript, or if you just want to test the links to make sure everything works, there's a transcript. I definitely would recommend when you watch the videos, as it says in here, switch them to full screen and high resolution, or high definition rather, so that you're able to watch them. And when you're done watching the video, this first one only being like 5 minutes long, there's a set of steps you follow. You can either just use the next button to move on to the quiz, or you can go back to the actual navigation here for the module and say answer these questions after watching video 1, where you would go in here and there's a fairly elaborate set of directions here about how to do all the steps involved in this, and you just mark that you want to take the quiz, and when you mark to take the quiz, there you go. There's just going to be some steps here. Again, the instructions are all pasted right in there too. But all you have to do is just answer these questions right in here as you go along. And there's only, in this case, 4 questions. And I'm just going to put some garbage answers in here real quick. Watch what happens here. What was the mean temperature in Denver? Let's just say 34 degrees. Was it colder in Omaha or Evansville? I don't know the answer to that question. What is the lowest temperature? I'll just say 32 degrees. And what was the warmest temperature? I'll just say 44 degrees, and we'll hit submit, because I want to show you what will happen here. When you submit the quiz, it will actually show you what you got. I got 1 out of 4 right, and if I scroll down here, it shows me which ones are right and which ones are wrong, and there's hints as to what's going on. And I want you to go around and around until you actually get the questions right, okay? Because when you get the questions right, it means that you are correctly navigating the spreadsheets and finding the right rows and columns and so on. To be honest, this one's not very difficult, but if you make any mistakes, I want you to just go ahead and take the quiz again and again until you get all 4 out of 4. And when you're ready to move on, then you move on to the next, and you'll see you're on video 2. Oh, actually, I forgot. There's actually each copy of the after each of the quizzes, the instructions are available too. Sometimes students want a printable copy of the instructions, or at least to have it up in a different window while they're doing the steps. That's fine if you want them. Anyway, then you move on to video 2, and you'll move on to video 3, and you move on to video 4, and so on as you progress through each of these steps. So there's a total of about, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes of video here, and after each of them, there's just a little bit of something that you actually do on a spreadsheet. Let me actually show you what you end up doing. I'm going to just go ahead and open up another tab here. You're going to go to google.com, Google Drive, and I have a ton of stuff. I'm logged in as my account. You will have that are under the main tab, and the stuff that you'll have now is the contents of this folder that is New Lab About Climate Change. And you can see that you have some data. There's a whole folder of climate data, and you have spreadsheets. They're under Tools for ATS 140. There's 4 spreadsheets in this activity. But you open up these spreadsheets in your browser. Let's just say this one right here. And at the present time, they're just the template. But you'll go into those data spreadsheets and cut and paste columns of, if you experiment about temperatures in Omaha in January, you'll get the January data and cut and paste it in. Not sure why this is loading so slow, but it's just a Google spreadsheet. It's just a spreadsheet that you'll have brought up in your browser up there. Anyway, so this particular one, there's again, you actually cut and paste the data into as described here. It won't actually be producing the graphs and the statistics that you need, but you'll see how to do all that. So you'll just work your way through this. Now, you should go all the way down through this activity, down to where it says video 6. Please do watch video 6. And then when you hit this part about climate trends activity to be completed in the classroom, you don't have to do that part, okay? That part, we know it works. It's just and it's the part that you would be doing with the TA in the classroom. The rest of this stuff is just files that are associated with this if for some reason, like for ADA reasons and stuff like that, you needed to have a transcript or whatever, they're all available for you. All right, so go ahead and complete all of this, and when you get through all of it, just let me know. I'm going to have a survey that I'll send out to you with just sort of like, could you list for me problems that you encountered or parts that weren't clear or something like that. All right, that's all I needed for you guys. I hope that you have good success with this, and please let me know if you have any questions. This has been Dr. John Schrage.